Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, welcome! Today, I'm not here to talk about average. I'm not here to talk about scraping by, surviving, or making ends meet. I'm here to talk about millions. Business models and business markets that don't just make noise they make wealth. They build legacies, they transform lives. If you want to build a business that makes millions, the foundation isn't just passion or hustle, it's problem solving at scale. The marketplace pays for one thing, value. And value is directly tied to the size and urgency of the problem you solve. $1 million business doesn't happen by chance. It's the result of identifying $1 million problem and solving it better, faster, or more effectively than anyone else. Most people approach business from the wrong angle. They ask, what can I sell? Or, what's trending right now? That mindset leads to chasing fads, competing on price, and building fragile businesses that collapse when the market shifts. The right question is, what is a painful, urgent, and expensive problem that people will pay to fix? Then go deeper. Am I uniquely positioned to solve that problem? High-income earners don't get paid for doing more. They get paid for solving bigger problems. Think about it. A plumber fixing a leak makes out $100. A consultant helping a business recover $1 million in lost revenue can charge $100,000. It's not about time or effort. It's about outcome and value. The same principle applies whether you're in a service-based business, a product company, or a digital brand, as it helps us. In the scale of your income is directly linked to the scale of the problem you solve and the number of people who have that problem. Most small businesses stay small because they solve problems for broke people. That's not an insult. It's just the truth. It's hard to scale a business when your market is price sensitive and sees your offer as a commodity. That's why focusing on larger problems, especially those in profitable markets, positions you for exponential growth. People with serious problems don't want cheap solutions. They want effective ones. And they're willing to pay a premium for speed as it helps us and results. Let's take an example. If you're helping people organize their closet, that might be a $1.50 offer. But if you help CEOs gain back 10 hours a week through productivity systems, that's worth thousands. If you sell an ebook for $10, you have to sell 100,000 copies to make $1 million. If you offer them $1, 10,000 transformation, you only need 100 clients. This isn't just math, it's strategy. You can solve the same category of problem, but change your positioning and scale by targeting clients with more to gain from your solution. It's also critical to understand that people pay more for solutions that impact their identity, finances, or future. A small inconvenience doesn't command the same urgency or investment as a problem that's threatening someone's business, health, or relationship. When you target problems that are deeply felt and that people are actively trying to solve, your solution becomes a must-have instead of a nice-to-have. Solving $1 million problems also means you have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a producer. A consumer looks for opportunities to save money. A producer looks for opportunities to create value. A consumer avoids problems. A producer searches for problems to solve. The moment you shift your mindset to seeing problems as opportunities, your path to wealth opens up. You don't need 100 ideas or a dozen businesses. You need one painful problem that you can solve deeply, consistently, and at scale. When you do that, everything else aligns, your messaging becomes clearer, your offer becomes stronger, your price point rises, and your market begins to chase you instead of the other way around. High-ticket offers are the fastest path to generating millions because they are based on delivering massive transformation and charging appropriately for it. It helps us. When you understand the difference between selling information and selling results, you begin to see why high ticket is not just a pricing strategy. It's a value strategy. People don't want more stuff. They want outcomes. They want change. And the bigger the transformation you deliver, the more you can and should charge for it. In every market, there are people who are in pain. They're not casually browsing. They're not price shopping. They're actively looking for someone who can solve a serious problem that's costing them time, money, energy, or peace of mind. These people aren't looking for cheap. They're looking for certain. They're not looking for more options. They're looking for someone who can say, I understand your problem, and I can get you out of it. That's the power of a high-ticket offer in a high-paying market. High ticket doesn't mean overpriced. It means high value. It means creating an offer that is so aligned with a specific, urgent problem that the price becomes secondary to the result. When someone is bleeding, they don't negotiate with the surgeon. They don't ask for a discount on the operating table. They pay whatever it costs to stop the pain. That's the mindset of the ideal high-ticket client. They're ready. They're motivated. They just need the right expert with the right solution. The key is to stop thinking like a seller and start thinking like a solver. A seller pushes products. A solver diagnoses problems, prescribes transformation, and leads people through it. You must craft your offer with precision. Don't sell hours. Don't sell access. Sell an outcome. Frame your offer around what the client gains, not what you do. Your method is important, but what they really care about is the result they walk away with. You're not selling coaching sessions. You're selling confidence, clarity, and change. You're not selling a marketing package. You're selling client growth, revenue stability, and business freedom. High-paying markets are everywhere, but you have to know how to recognize them. These are markets where people are losing money, opportunities, health, or relationships because of a specific problem. They wake up thinking about it. They go to sleep worrying about it. And they are actively seeking solutions. That's who you want to serve. People who are motivated, invested, and ready to take action. When you find them, your job is to speak directly to their pain and articulate the result you offer in a way that makes it obvious you understand their struggle. Your pricing should reflect the value of the result, not the cost of your time. If your solution helps someone add 6 figures to their business, save their marriage, or reclaim years of lost health, why would you charge the same as someone offering a surface-level fix? Your offer should reflect the magnitude of the transformation, not the number of hours you spend delivering it. People don't pay for time. They pay for trust and transformation. When you show up as a guide with clarity, confidence, and a proven system, your price becomes a reflection of certainty. You also attract a higher level of client when your offer is positioned at a premium. People who pay more attention. They take the process seriously. They value the experience, and they get better results. When you charge a premium, you create space to serve fewer clients at a higher level. That means better delivery, better testimonials, and better impact. This is how you build a business that's both profitable and purposeful. One that allows you to operate at your highest value, serve with excellence, and get paid accordingly for the outcomes you create. Every successful business that reaches the $1 million mark with consistency, longevity, and scalability is rooted in an evergreen market. These are markets that never go out of demand because they deal with core human desires, desires that are hardwired into every person regardless of age, culture, economy or technology, no matter how the world changes, people will always want to improve their health, increase their wealth, and strengthen their relationships. These three categories form the foundation of evergreen markets. And any business built inside them has the potential to grow continuously. Trying to build a business outside of these foundational markets can work, but it's often harder, riskier, and more dependent on trends or temporary hype. Evergreen markets, on the other hand, provide you with stability and scalability. They give you a consistent stream of motivated customers who are already spending money to solve their problems. People are constantly searching for ways to lose weight, manage stress, cure illnesses, or live longer. Others are trying to start businesses, grow their income, break out of debt, or build wealth for their family. Still others are dealing with divorce, struggling with parenting, or trying to attract a meaningful relationship. These are not passing concerns. They are persistent, urgent, and often deeply emotional issues that people are willing to pay to resolve. When you position your offer inside one of these core markets, you instantly tap into a river of demand. You no longer have to convince people to care about the problem you solve. They already care. Your job becomes simpler. Show them why your solution is better, faster, or more effective. In health, that could be a unique program that helps people reverse chronic illness through lifestyle change. In wealth, that might be a system that helps entrepreneurs scale their income without burnout. In relationships, that could be a coaching framework that helps couples reconnect and rebuild trust. The key is to bring specificity to your solution so that it stands out within the broader evergreen category. Being in an evergreen market doesn't mean you should try to serve everyone. The riches are in the niches. Narrow your focus to a specific audience with a specific pain point and create a specific solution. That's how you create demand, authority, and price power. A generic fitness program for everyone gets lost in the noise. A tailored strength program for busy moms recovering from childbirth stands out. A vague promise to help people make money online sounds like hype. A proven offer to help real estate agents close more deals using a social media strategy is focused and credible. The more specific your offer, the easier it is to dominate your niche inside the evergreen market. Evergreen markets also allow you to build continuity and lifetime customer value. A person who comes to you for one health solution may stay with you for ongoing support, supplements, coaching, or community. Someone who improves their financial situation may seek help with investing, scaling, or tax strategy. A couple that reconnects may later need guidance on parenting or planning for retirement. When you work within a market that naturally evolves with the client's life journey, you can create a value ladder that grows with them. That means more impact and more income over time. It's also easier to build content, marketing, and community around evergreen topics. People want to talk about these things. They search for them online. They share advice with their friends. They join groups and attend events. That gives you the opportunity to position yourself not just as a service provider, but as a thought leader, a trusted guide, and a go-to expert. When your business is routed in a market that people are already obsessed with, your marketing has more power because your message meets people where they are, taps into their emotions, and aligns with what they're already seeking. Recurring revenue is one of the most powerful and predictable ways to build $1 million business. It breaks you, freaks you from the cycle of chasing new sales every month. Instead of starting at zero when each month begins, you're stacking income on top of what you've already built. Subscription and continuity models allow you to serve clients consistently while generating cash flow that is stable, scalable, and strategic. This model creates financial breathing room, gives you margin to grow, and gives your business the kind of predictable foundation most entrepreneurs dream of. The beauty of recurring revenue is that it aligns your income with long-term value delivery. It rewards you for keeping clients happy, not just getting them in the door. That creates stronger relationships, better retention, and a business that becomes more valuable over time. Whether you're running a membership community, offering software as a service, managing a retainer-based agency, or providing ongoing coaching, the model works because the customer keeps paying as long as they continue receiving value. That naturally creates an incentive for you to keep improving the experience, which in turn leads to higher satisfaction, lower churn, and greater word of mouth. It also changes the dynamic of how you market and sell. Instead of having to push for big ticket sales every month, you focus on acquiring customers who will stay with you for months or years. This allows you to lower the cost of customer acquisition over time. You can afford to invest more upfront in getting a client because the lifetime value is higher. That means you're not just making money once. You're multiplying revenue from every new relationship. One customer might be worth 10, 20, or 30 times their first payment, which is a powerful shift in how you view growth and scale. One of the key advantages of a subscription or continuity model is that it creates freedom for the business owner. When you're no longer living launch to launch or chasing invoices every week, you can focus on optimizing systems, training your team, and innovating your offer. That's when you start working on the business instead of being trapped inside it. Monthly recurring revenue becomes a form of leverage that lets you forecast, plan, and grow with clarity. It also makes your business more attractive to investors or buyers because predictable revenue is far more valuable than sporadic income. It's important to understand that recurring revenue doesn't mean sacrificing value or offering less. In fact, it often means delivering deeper transformation through ongoing support. People don't always need more information. They need more accountability, more coaching, and more implementation support. They need a community of people on the same journey. They need reminders, check-ins, and progress tracking. A well-designed recurring offer doesn't overwhelm the customer with content. It focuses on progress. It guides them through consistent action toward a meaningful result. To build a strong recurring revenue model, you need to design an experience that people don't want to leave. That means focusing on engagement, personalization, and momentum. What keeps people subscribed isn't just the content. It's the feeling of growth, the relationships they build, and the way your product or service becomes a regular part of their life or business. People cancel things that feel like a burden. They keep things that feel like a benefit. So your offer must deliver wins early and often, and it must reinforce the value every month. When you create an ecosystem that keeps customers engaged, supported, and progressing, your income becomes more stable and your business becomes more secure. You gain leverage not only in finances, but in time, because instead of spending all your energy on acquiring, you shift your focus to retaining, multiplying, and serving at a higher level. That's how you stop hustling for income and start building true, scalable wealth. Licensing, franchising, and productization are some of the most powerful strategies for multiplying your income without multiplying your effort. Most entrepreneurs start out doing everything themselves, delivering the service, creating the product, closing the sale, and managing the operations. That model might generate income, but it will never create true wealth. Wealth is built through leverage. When you take your expertise, your system, or your proven process and turn it into something that others can use, sell, or replicate, you unlock exponential growth that doesn't depend on your time or personal involvement. Licensing is about packaging intellectual property so that others can use it under agreed terms. It could be a course, a coaching curriculum, a proprietary method, or even a brand. Instead of selling to customers one by one, you license your system to other professionals who deliver the value to their own clients and pay you for the right to do so. This allows your work to scale without increasing your workload. Each licensee becomes a new stream of revenue and a new vehicle for your impact. You don't need to build a new business every time. You build the system once and let others implement it again and again. Franchising is similar in concept, but takes it a step further. With a franchise, you've created not only the product or service, but the entire business system. Marketing operations, branding, training, and delivery. You're not just letting someone use your content, you're giving them a plug and play business model that they can operate in their own location or market. They invest upfront, pay you ongoing royalties, and follow your guidelines to maintain quality. This model creates massive scalability because every new franchise adds revenue, reach, and brand equity, while your core team focuses on oversight and optimization. Productization is about turning a service, skill set, or custom process into a repeatable packaged offer. That means extracting the value from your brain or hands and putting it into a framework tool or digital product that can be delivered without you being involved every time. Instead of doing one-on-one consulting, you create a blueprint others can follow. Instead of custom work, you offer a done with your done for you package based on repeatable steps. Productization simplifies delivery, shortens the sales cycle, and increases profitability because you're not reinventing the wheel with every client. All three models, licensing, franchising, and productization, share a common principle, systems over self. They allow you to scale your business without scaling your stress. Instead of doing more, you're creating assets that do the work for you. Instead of being the business, you're building something that works independently of you. That's how you move from income to wealth, from being the operator to becoming the owner. It also protects you from burnout and builds something that can be sold or expanded on. To succeed with these models, you must clarify your process. You need to document how you do what you do, why it works, and how others can replicate it. You can't license chaos. You can't franchise confusion. You can't productize guesswork. The clearer your systems, the more valuable your offer becomes. That means investing the time to turn expertise into frameworks, checklists, templates, scripts, and training materials that make results repeatable. What feels natural to you needs to become teachable to others. This approach also increases the perceived value of what you offer. You're not just giving information, you're giving a pathway to income, transformation, or independence. That justifies higher pricing, longer-term contracts, and deeper client commitment. People don't want to start from scratch. They want shortcuts that work. When you offer a proven system that delivers real results, you become the go-to authority, not just another provider in the marketplace. Wealth is not just a financial outcome. It's a reflection of stewardship, responsibility, and alignment with purpose. When you begin to view wealth as something more than just accumulation, your relationship with money shifts. You stop chasing income for validation or comfort and begin to build it with intentionality and integrity. Treating wealth as a spiritual responsibility means understanding that your ability to create value, earn income, and build abundance is not simply for your benefit. It's for service, impact, and legacy. The marketplace doesn't reward greed, it rewards contribution. The more problems you solve, the more lives you change, the more money you make. But the money is not the mission. It's the measurement of how much good you're doing, how effectively you're operating in your calling, and how powerfully you're moving in alignment with purpose. When you see your business as a platform for service, wealth becomes a tool for expansion, not just personal gain. It becomes a multiplier of impact, not a source of ego. There's a mindset shift that has to take place. Instead of asking, how much can I earn? You begin to ask, how much can I be trusted with? That's the heart posture that leads to lasting success. Because if you can be trusted with a little, you can be trusted with more. Wealth doesn't amplify your value, it amplifies who you already are. If you're selfish with a small income, you'll be selfish with a big one. If you're generous with a little, you'll be generous with more. Money simply expands the reach of your values as it helps others. This is why it's important to build a business that aligns with your principles, not one that forces you to compromise them. When you build from a place of spiritual responsibility, you become very selective about the problems you solve, the people you serve, and the way you make decisions. You don't cut corners for quick profit. You don't manipulate your audience for conversions. You don't pursue growth at the cost of integrity. Helps us. You stay rooted in the belief that your gifts were going to create transformation in others, and that the income you earn is a reflection of how well you've managed those gifts. This perspective also changes how you view generosity. Giving isn't something you do after you've made it. It's part of how you make it. Generosity opens doors. It keeps your heart clean. It breaks fear off your finances. When you give out of purpose, you move from scarcity to abundance. You stop holding tightly to money and start holding tightly to mission. And that mission gives your business resilience, direction, and meaning beyond just revenue. Spiritual responsibility also includes how you lead others. As you grow in wealth, you'll have influence. Teams will follow you, clients will trust you, and people will watch your example. That comes with weight. It requires maturity. The way you treat your staff, the culture you create, the way you manage pressure, these all reflect your understanding of leadership as stewardship. You are not just running a business. You are shaping people's lives. And how you handle that role says more about your success than any financial milestone ever could. It also requires you to think generationally. Wealth isn't just about what you keep. It's about what you pass on. That includes money, yes, but also mindset, values, and vision. True wealth builders don't just think about their lifetime. They think about their legacy. They think about what their success will mean for their children, their community, and the world around them. They understand that every decision they make echoes beyond the present moment and sets a standard for what's possible for those who come after them.